So you're gonna tell all your friends about this in school tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to hear how you explain it.
We're all staying all night to celebrate Daphne's birthdays.
I'm not.
Max is gonna spread the word. If somebody asks you to go
There
to
you go.
the planning. commission-
Okay,
Just say no.
restarting the meeting.
Oh, good.
We have two more things on the agenda, and I think we need to shorten those based on the length of this thing tonight. Short-term rentals, we ought to come back to, but I just wanted to give everybody the news that we made the recommendation to council to implement a moratorium on new short-term rental applications for June 1. Council discussed it in depth and elected not to accept that recommendation. And so applications are still being accepted throughout the year. But we ought to come back to it and talk about how, what steps we're going to take this summer to talk more to the community about the topic. All right. The other thing is our city vision statement, which we wanted to work on. Emily's did some work on that as a proposal. I think we ought to just hold that because of attention spans and all the energy we had to expend tonight. So is everybody in favor of those?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
All right, great.
Excuse me,
Yes, Martin.
are you open to any comment on short-term rentals this evening?
I would,
I guess I misunderstood it, said discussion, short-term rental, and so thus my continued attendance.
For the
Well,
next 4
okay.
hours.
all right. That being the fact, I'm sure.
Understood, I know, we're all kind of loopy,
Yeah.
understood. If I may?
Sure.
Thank you so
Come this
much,
far
I
with
will not take a lot of time. Margie Marks, 818 Oak Street. I definitely want to be part of, the discussion. It will be forthcoming, getting everyone together, the meetings coming up. One of the things that I would like on the record, if you will, has come to my attention recently when we have been in a fire hazard. So I live next to a short-term rental and they do allow fires. And it really concerns me that people can be renting this home and not be aware
Yeah.
that they shouldn't be having a fire. I know that there are brochures and so forth that owners are supposed to have. And I found it so interesting that when we were talking about rooming houses, a question came up from someone at the front that said, you don't allow people to have fires, do you? No, and that was a good thing. So I wonder, I know it's code and all of that, but I really think it's important to take a look at the things that are in our code system. That I'm also addressing the point that came up at the short-term rental meeting when people had said, well, I don't want anyone telling me what to do with my property. Understood. I also don't want my property being at risk because of somebody not knowing what they're doing next door. So Victor had mentioned about, pointing to endangerment to the health and safety and welfare of citizens. And I feel that that is a really big piece that I'm going to need to address. And if we're going to shore this up for the safety of all of us, I think it's something that we will need to look at. And not just leave it loose on a brochure that may or may not be on somebody's table, what safety really is. Rewriting something.
How are they doing these fires?
What's that?
How are they doing
The
these
fires
fires?
are, they haven't done any yet, so that's great, but there's a pit, there's a pit. And I know fire safety, I grew up with fire safety, and I know how to put a campfire out. I don't know that anybody coming in and renting from somebody knows how to do that. And I live in a wooded area, so I just think for all of us, so.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for
It's
staying with us.
Wasn't that worth it?
It was.
It's illegal to burn in a pit in a fire.
It is legal.
Yes.
Yeah, you can have a campfire in the city.
Yeah.
It's got to be in a,
We have language in the city code that if you follow the proper regulations, you can have a fire pit.
There was a big discussion like 2 years ago.
yes.
We have them too.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. I'm sorry we kept you waiting.
Oh, that's okay. It was riveting. No, but it really was very important things. Okay.
All right, so we're into member comments. And I have a news item for you to consider, and that is, you should have received an email from Victor talking about a housing meeting that Harbor Inc. is holding on June 9th. And we're looking for some planning commission attendees to that. And I'll be going, but with my Harbor Inc. hat on, but I still count as a planning commission person, so we don't violate the open meetings laws. So I think we can have three more people potentially attend. So this is just to get the word out and let you know that we'd love to have some more city planning commission people attend. There'll be people invited are all 6 townships, county, and a number of other people that have something to do with housing. June 9th, 4 to 5:30 p.m. Nubs down. It'll be great.
That's something that Max can do.
Yeah,
Is that something you'd like to do?
Oh, potentially, yeah, I'd have to look, because I know baseball regionals are around that time, so yeah.
so yeah, please respond to Victor or me. All right, any other member comments?
Yeah, just one thing that I voiced to you during our break. With regard to the whole rooming house thing, I was thinking the reason I brought up the short-term rental thing that I didn't know wasn't accepted by council was, to give those guys ample opportunity to be able to get a short-term license so that they could operate their rooming house as a short-term rental. However you want to slice it, it sounds like they're going to do that. And in talking to Jed, he said they have no intentions of renting that thing off season, that it would just be employee housing. And in fact, the way Harbor Club is structured, they can't, because they are a 501c7 or something. So that revenue stream, it doesn't work with how they're structured. So I thought everyone might like to know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Good to know. All right,
Sorry. I've asked Max, with your permission, to play a more active role here, that maybe he could ask questions and have comments without being able to vote. Because I think it would be interesting to us to hear what young people have to say about it, rather than just sit there like a lot.
100% in favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in the future, Max is gonna.
Just don't disagree with this.
all right, great, thank you.
Thanks for taking
All right, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your service.